of the 30 million that came in. And what this 30 million that came in from the 90s onward did was allow us millennials to sit around and watch the Disney Channel or sit around and play Tony Hawk while the Mexicans did all the work. They kept the whole barrage rolling, you know? It's if you can't feel compassion for that side of the field, I mean, we've got to start there. We've got to start there. If we don't recognize that we use these people, and when I say we, I go very loosely, because despite how fly I look, I too am a slave. Right? Despite this beautiful surrounding. Now, if you guys wish to make me not a slave, listen, there's no joke. We're slaves to everything. But you can always, donate to Phantom X Society. These people were slaves. We made them slaves. I saw it firsthand. I went door to door with Mima Blanco to some of, they talk about horrible conditions now. Like I saw some of the houses built in 1890 housing, 7 people. 3 of them worked in the pig factory and 1 woman raised the other 3 kids. Or, and I mean, it was, and they were just thrilled. They were thrilled that their kids were born in America now and that they had a chance to, and they were willing to work, long hours, long nights. I mean, it was an exploitive system. And instead of teaching our kids how our local economies worked and how to better our communities, we told our kids, no. You go, you play, you watch TV, you get a liberal arts degree, do something useless. That's what they told us. If you don't love it deep down inside, don't you do it. You do what you love. You do what you love. I'd love someone to go through all the old Disney shows. No. You do what's better for your family. You do what's better for your community and the people around you. Because then you end up loving it more. Because you have now contributed to the betterment of not just your family, but of your family's future success with the community. It's a beautiful thing how it works. No. Our parents got bribed. And we were, the wonderful recipients of it. And now we're turning around and we're realizing that the situation's changed. It's not just here for slave labor. No. They want to bring them in to change elections, change the whole trajectory of what we conceive this country to be. But, that's. I'm just saying that in the end, these people are getting screwed over. And if you think for 1 minute the use of a workforce slave trade is going to stop, just go to Tyson Chicken. Go to any processing plant. It's not going to stop. So, Sarah Good, who got shot by an ICE agent, and Alex Preddy, who got shot by an ICE agent, which I may say about Alex Preddy blows my mind. That looks horrible. Like, I mean, they straight up just, I mean, it was like one of those old Vietnam pictures I remember where the guy's like on his knees and he's getting shot by the officer. That's what that looked like. And for all the Republicans that are saying, listen, I get it. I would I tell my son to go do that? Absolutely not. You know why? Because I understand that we live in a tyrannical little government right now for the last like 70 years. It's just one side over the other. And the one thing you don't do with tyrannical governments when they're trying to prove a point, especially in Minnesota, where there is the little insight onto why we're picking Minnesota to really rile up agitators, is because there is so much fraud in Minnesota. They have robbed so much money in the cities and throughout the entire state. Billions of dollars. There's so much fraud that they know they can get away with killing people on the street in Minnesota because their governor is compromised. So Tim Walz can waltz all around he wants and say, I just thought it was horrible. But guess what? He's not going to do jack crap for you because he is severely compromised. We're talking close to treason charges maybe for old Timmy Walz if he doesn't play his cards right. And believe me, he is dancing a fine line. Because if he flips over to help the state with their case of fraud in other states, he is also a dead man. Because you know what else happens in Minnesota? They kill their own in Minnesota. Those Democrats that got killed, do you think they got killed by Republicans? No, got pretty quiet after they found out that they were the only two Democrats to vote to investigate this fraud. And then before it could be done, they're killed. A lot of crap going on in Minnesota, people. That's why Trump and his ICE agents and Kristi Noem, don't forget, is a neighbor state to Minnesota. And the one thing South Dakotans don't like is Minneapolis City Minnesotans. Can't stand them, right? Bunch of divas. Oh no. Lake Minnetonka is so bad. Where are all your lakes? Where? I gotta get the see, to do a proper Minnesota accent, I have to say Mayo with Mall of America. You go up there to Mall of America and you get your mail. Oh, that's good. All right, so you go. Where are all your lakes here in Sioux Falls? We got 10,000 lakes. There are 10,000 lakes, don't you know? Yeah, no. God, no. I'm sorry, Minnesota. You've done it to yourself. Done it to yourself. All right, we got some comments by Dan Fish. Minnesota nice reminds me of Walt's wife trying to rally crazy people, smelling burning tires out the window. Yes, it is just, it's awkward. You know who is nice? People from Wisconsin. People from Wisconsin are nice. North Dakotans, wonderful. One of the best states I've ever been to. And delicious food. Who would have thought? You know what state's not nice? Minnesota. They're assholes. All right. Dan Fish, so much fraud in America right now. It's hard to know what is real right now. And that, man, I tell you what, that is... I refuse to spend more than 15 minutes on X of free time. And Facebook has been heavily curtailed as well because it's just two corporate sides trying to wage some. Have you guys been watching Fallout? And to sell the bunkers, to convince people that they need to buy bunkers, they decide they're going to drop a nuclear bomb. And I'm sorry if that's a spoiler to you, but I'm a horrible person, and that's what you get for listening to a Ginger podcast. Tell me that this isn't the same thing. Tell me that if the left and right don't both want the same thing, and that is distraction here while we bomb Iran, bail out Israel, and capture kidnapped presidents. Has anyone heard anything about Maduro since he's been to his... Yeah, just... I'm sure it'll be televised. I hope so. Good news, Luigi. The state of New York says he is not eligible for execution. So, although we know he didn't do it, obviously. So, all right, guys, I've got a couple of clips. I don't know if we're going to get to it. I suppose. Are we done talking about ICE killing people? Can we be done talking? I mean, no, I get it. You're gonna rally and blow whistles at them. I do get that. And I wish you luck at your, this is the thing. It's just so not genuine, right? It's just not genuine. They create these whole groups on, Signal app, and then tell people where these ICE agents are going to go up. And do they stop the ICE agents from getting the migrants? No. All they do is just whistle. They whistle. Or attempt to drive away and get shot. But that's it. This is why, why would you ever encourage your family to go do this? Go all in, or, don't just sit there and whistle. Can you imagine? That's going to stop the Gestapo in 1939 Germany. A bunch of Germans gathered around the Gestapo today as the trains flew past them full of Jews. Shut the fuck up. I mean, really, this is what they hope for. They created us, the millennial generation, right? Now, the thing they didn't see, because they spent so much time propagating us and addicting us to the screen, was that they didn't see we would transition to the internet and discover all their lies. That's unfortunate, right? But that's what happened. So millennials, you talk to any millennial, they all are hovering at this level, right? Because we've all seen it unfold. We've watched it happen. We've watched the lies be created in front of us. And then a year later, the internet came out to everyone's home, and we were able to dissect, it was crazy, right? But unfortunately, we are also Disney adults. I don't want to be a Disney adult. I hate Disney. I'm a Disney adult, though. I mean, am I going to pick up a gun and go shoot an ICE agent? Absolutely not. Hell no. Why? Well, couple of reasons. One, I don't want to die. I don't want to put myself in a position to get shot at. Second, what do you guys want? Do you think the South was crying about our First Amendment rights as the North invaded? Illegal search and seizure as we bombed Atlanta to the ground? No. At some point, one side has to put their foot down and cleanse it. And if you don't think that's what we're doing right now, and what I mean, I mean the United States aura right now is a full cleanse. And here's the problem, though, is what people like me hate is, yes, I want to see slavery ended. That's all I want. I don't want people to come to America to be slaves. That's it. But now I have to root for the Republicans who are going to go only after the slaves that don't work and also deal illicit drugs. The fun slaves. Those are the fun ones. But no, you're a big corporation, you keep your slaves. I mean, did we forget what Tyson did? Like, they literally closed down a plant, went to New York, hired like 20,000 people, and shipped them to Tennessee. And not New Yorkers, not homeless veterans that were needing a second chance. No, it was all immigrants that the New Yorkers didn't want in New York. What happened to those slaves? We're just at a point now where we have to recognize who we are, right? Either you're a Republican and you recognize that slavery is only good for corporations, or you're a Democrat and you want slavery for every corporation. Can we just not want slaves? That's all. That's all I want.